Alright, what's going on, dudes, and welcome to a sort of newish Minecraft snapshot. The reason why I say sort of new is because it actually came out on Thursday. However, I was out of town at that point and only got back as of yesterday, and I didn't have a chance to put together a video on it while I was gone, so please forgive me. I do apologize for that, but better late than never is my philosophy, at least. So here we are. If you're already super familiar with the snapshot, no obligation to watch any further. However, if you're still interested, it does include a new feature that has been requested more or less since the dawn of Minecraftian times. So without further ado, let's get started. So the new feature is, drum roll please, you couldn't tell by the recipes right here, stained glass. So the way you make stained glass is by surrounding any piece of dye in 8 pieces of glass in the workbench. And if we go ahead and do that, you'll notice that in return, we get 8 pieces of the corresponding stained glass. Here we have all the different 16 types of stained glass laid out nicely, and just a regular piece of glass for comparison. You'll notice that the stained glass is slightly opaque just because it has to be in order for it to be stained. So anything that you're looking at behind it will be just a little bit darker. I'm not sure whether or not it lets in any less light, but it gives the illusion at the very least that it's doing so because it is just more opaque, so it's a little bit darker looking. Anyway, you can make very, very pretty mosaic looking windows now, and it's something that people have wanted for a really long time, so I think it'll be a big 2 thumbs up change. So yeah, super cool. You may be wondering, hey, if we have stained glass, can we make stained glass panes? The answer to that is yes. Just do that, normal recipe, and voila. You have stained glass panes. So that is that's stained glass right there. Yeah, man, pretty friggin' cool. So the next change actually also has to sort of do with glass as well, but it's much more minor, and that is that if you're ever designing a prison that has, I don't know, lots of iron bars, but also lots of glass and stained glass, you can actually interconnect the two very nicely. They just mesh together without any sort of issues, and that way you can, I don't know, just make your prisoners very happy because they'll have fancy stained glass architecture to look at alongside their iron bars. So that is change number 2. Those are the more tangible changes for this snapshot. However, there is one more worth mentioning, which is more or less a fix, but it did require sort of a, I don't know, a change in the rendering code or whatever sort of code dictates how this works. I don't know what I'm talking about on the more technical side there, but what has changed is that now when you look through a portal to ice, or in reverse, ice to a portal to water, so on and so forth, you can actually see the portal through the ice. It might be a little bit harder to notice, but if you look closely, you can see the portal animation going through the ice, when previously, when you're looking through something that has a little bit of transparency other than glass, something like ice, you wouldn't see things with transparency through that. So like double transparency wouldn't work, when now it seems to work. I don't know if you can, I can make out the ice behind the portal, but it is a little bit hard to see just because the portal doesn't let too much through. Anyway, and water as well. If you look through the ice, it'll display. So yeah, just some transparency fixes, changes, whatever you'd like to call it. So that's about it for the snapshot. Hopefully you've enjoyed stained glass. Pretty big deal. Look forward to seeing some nice structures that take advantage of it. Other than that, though, thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed, a rating would be much appreciated. And that's about going to do it for this snapshot. So I will see you next time.